why do I love cruises and why I think you're gonna love them too. So the main advantage would be that you can hop from city to city without worrying about like packing every night, without worrying about airports. You truly do get to see the same amount if you think about it, but it's just a little bit rushed, and a lot of people don't like that. But trust me, when you don't have to move from hotel to hotel, that time, well, you can invest it in sightseeing and eating and enjoying and just having a fun time on the cruise. Something that you're gonna love about cruises, especially on the cruise, is the food. Something that you're not gonna like is it's not going to be the authentic food. For example, when you're in Ravenna and then you go to Venice, well, you really get to try authentic Italian food in Italy, whereas on the cruise, they do have Italian food, but it's not authentic. It tastes really, really good, don't get me wrong. It's delicious, and they have an international section, but that would be the only downside that people might not like. Like I told you guys, there's a buffet. They have all-inclusive restaurants that you can go to. They also have the ones that you have to pay for, but there's a huge variety of food for you to choose from. Also, something that I think adults would love about cruises is that they have clubs inside the cruise, so there's really entertainment all throughout the day and night. So that's something that you're going to love, and that they have a kids section. A lot of people don't like cruises where they have kids, but for the most part, they have their own section and families just come together, and it's a lot of fun. So if you've been thinking about not going on a cruise because there's kids, just keep in mind that there's tons of families from all around the world who gather. They have PlayStations, and it's a lot of fun for all ages, to be honest with you. And they also most of the time have, for example, pools that are designated for kids and pools that are designated for adults. And obviously, there's like live shows that families go to, and then they have the clubs, they have karaoke. So there is a little bit of everything on a cruise for everyone. Now, something that a lot of people may not necessarily like, and I've done this and I recommend for you to do it. For example, not everyone wants for the cruise ship to choose their own room. I'll give you an example. When I travel, I have Royal Norwegian, pick my own room, but I always get a suite. So when that happens, usually you get a view that is obstructed, but it's not like, oh my God, I can't see anything. It's probably like a lifeboat, but you do really get a panoramic view. If you're on your balcony and you look out, it's not something that's life-changing that you're gonna miss out. So if you get that possibility, it's going to save you money. And to be honest with you, you're really not gonna be in your room. And the only reason why I always choose a balcony view, two reasons actually, is because when I'm leaving a city, I really want to see, obviously, as I'm leaving the port, and then the sunset. And then also, if I get seasick, I can just go outside and, I don't look like a mess in the top deck trying to get some fresh air. I have that privacy in my room. Now I'm gonna tell you about excursions, mistakes, and smart moves that you can do to save money. Save money on excursions. Okay, so basically you wanna book ahead of time. You do have the convenience of booking the cruise on guest services on the cruise, but just keep in mind that a lot of times you're gonna be paying a premium because you waited last minute, and most of the time, if this is your first cruise, you're gonna notice this. Try to book the excursion as soon as you book the cruise, because those excursions sell out. So for example, there might only be one seat available. Also, something that I always recommend is for you to book the excursions with the actual cruise line. Third parties, they are significantly cheaper, I would say, but if the cruise leaves and you're with a third party, they won't wait for you, and then you have to find your way to the other port. And I'm sure you've seen it on social media that the cruise leaves. Well, those things do happen, my friend. I've seen them. So yes, you can save money by booking an excursion with a third party, but if you book it with a cruise line, you have that safety that they're gonna wait for you, basically. Now, when you're booking the excursions, depending on the port, obviously you want to be guided, you want to know what you're looking at. So when you book the excursion, the best excursions are the ones where you have free time and where lunch is included, because they take you to the really, really nice restaurants, and then usually they have the full meal included, and that includes a drink. If you're lucky, the coffee as well. but it's a really fun experience. For example, my favorite excursions have been the one where I can swim. I went on an excursion in Santorini with Royal, and we saw the sunset, and then they also grilled on the boat. We swam on an active volcano. That was life-changing. That was one of the best experiences of my life, and it was a lot of fun. But I've learned that I like those excursions better than sometimes when I, go to places where I'm really like indulging myself in history. I like that, but I want to experience more of the culture, more of nature. Those are my kinds of excursions, and as you go on cruises, you're gonna discover them for yourself, but I hope that this inspires you. So, days at seas and being seasick. A lot of you might think, oh my God, if I go on a cruise, I'm gonna get seasick, and I just mentioned that just now, but I wanna tell you guys something. This last cruise that I went on, Explorer of the Seas, well, it was a humongous ship. People were asking me if I was getting seasick, and to be honest with you guys, I didn't. I did get sick on Norwegian Epic, and I believe I got a little bit seasick on Jewel of the Seas through the UAE. On this one, this was a massive ship. You didn't feel anything. But there have been cruises that I've been on, and I've gotten seasick. So the best thing would be for you to, take medicine. That's my opinion. I've tried the bracelets that have like a little sensor, something that pokes you, and that didn't work for me. And then I tried ginger pills, and I've learned the hard way, and I hope that this helps you. So I want to give you some bonus tips, and I'm sure that these are really going to help you. So you know how they say that a smart traveler packs light? Well, for cruises, you want to take a little bit more outfits than usual. Maybe not clothes that's like really heavy, so you can outsmart the way you pack. But take more outfits, because they do have a night that it's like a gala and everyone dresses up. It's so much fun. Then if you go to the pool, if you're going on excursions, when you come back from the excursion, you go to dinner. I dress up for dinner like if there's no tomorrow. Like when I went on my last cruise, I'm not lying to you, I had an Excel spreadsheet with every outfit that I was going to wear, including the accessories and the shoes. So I had everything, even how I was gonna do my makeup, my hair. So for me, that's fun because I like those things. But if you're not into that, then you can just obviously take a set of clothes, and then in your carry-on, you always wanna take a spare set of clothes, and that includes socks, underwears, because if your luggage gets lost or it's late, when you get to the cruise, you can shower and then you can put something else on and you're ready to go. And then I'm gonna give you guys another tip, which is to always get not the soda package, always get the coffee package. So you're going to be jet lagged. It happens to a lot of people, even people who travel a lot get jet lagged. It's normal, it's not the end of the world. But for example, if you're someone who gets tired easily, you're gonna be doing a lot of excursions, you're gonna be like moving a lot on the cruise, and you're really not gonna be sleeping that much. What I recommend is for you guys to get the coffee package, because that's going to obviously help you get on your feet and ready to go. For example, I need espresso, so when I went on my last cruise, we made sure that we got that coffee package, and it was life-changing. When I went to the UAE, it was a significant time difference. I was dying. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was dying, and thankfully I was able to get some coffee, but I had to pay for it myself. So when you pay for it on the cruise, it's more expensive. So all of these things, you can buy them right after you book, like that you save a lot of money. So cruises are not for everyone, but I just want to tell you that they are such fun experiences for the entire family. There's entertainment, there's food, you're really sleeping, and then the cruise is taking you from point A to point B. There's a lot of things that you guys can do on the cruise, and you're going to have an unforgettable time. And honestly, just being able to explore so many countries in a week, in 2 weeks. It's just so much fun because yes, a lot of people think it's rushed, but you're saving time on the cruise if you think about it. So I hope that this information helps you. I have tons of more cruise videos here on my channel. If you want me to give you more tips on cruises, please let me know. So I'm gonna be linking down those playlists down for you guys so that you guys can see the excursions, the places that we went to, for example, in Venice. So yeah, I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun watching those videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and huge thank you and welcome to everyone who's joined. We are almost 14,000 subscribers and I cannot believe myself. This channel has grown, but you know, it's not like if I cancel plans all the time to film and edit for you guys. So please subscribe, and yeah, I'm very grateful. I will see you next time. Bye.